Hello, my name's John Hoff, and I'm the author of the ebook you're looking at there, WordPress Defender. I've been a WordPress blogger for a few years now, and I've had the unfortunate experience of having my blog hacked into in the past. And you can read about the story down below about my wife's website, actually. We ran into some problems with a hacker, and that kind of set me out on a mission on learning how to secure WordPress as best I could against hackers. And in this video here, I want to give you a sneak peek on what's inside my ebook, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to cover, and what you can expect. So let's get to it, shall we? Just keep in mind though, that any time you can click the image on the right to get the book, download it, and start reading it and watching all my videos in just a few minutes. And hey, I understand, I'm a WordPress blogger, just like you, and I've bought various ebooks over the last few years, and it's kind of like buying a new suit. You got to try it on, see if it fits, and if it doesn't, then you put it back and you try something else. With that said, just know that my book comes with a full 30-day money-back guarantee, just so you get a chance to know if that suit fits you or not. Okay, so let's take a quick look inside my book, WordPress Defender. Chapter 1 is simple, really. It's first going to tell you in a bulleted list what's going to be covered in my book, followed by understanding how big of a problem WordPress security really is and how you shouldn't take it lightly. Chapter 2 is less about implementation and more about what you should be doing on a regular basis as a WordPress blogger. Stuff like keeping your computer safe, backing up your blog, keeping up with the upgrades, etc. And I'll show you the tools that I use to keep my life simple for doing all that stuff. I mean, hey, I've got way more important things to do with my time than worrying about blog backups, protecting my password, and all that fun stuff. I'll show you exactly what I use to completely automate many of these things. Chapter 3 is about plugins. Back when I got into this whole mess of WordPress security, I don't think there were any security plugins out there, or at least none that I found at the time. Nowadays, security plugins are popping up everywhere. So if you think about it, what does that tell you about WordPress and security? It tells you that WordPress security and people hacking blogs is on the rise, and this topic isn't to be taken lightly. And it's not going to go away, I can tell you that. Okay, so with so many different security plugins out there, which ones should you choose? Now that's the question, isn't it? The plugins chapter, I'll be going over which plugins I feel you absolutely should not run a WordPress blog without, and which ones are optional. This is important because if you load your blog up with too many plugins, it's going to start running a lot slower. And I'm not sure if you're up on what's going on with Google and slow loading sites, but Google is penalizing sites which load slow. So SEO-wise, it's important to only use plugins which are necessary. Chapter 4 is about limiting access to key areas of your blog. So for example, no one needs access to your WordPress dashboard area except for you and whoever you decide gets access. And we'll cover all these topics and how to do them in this section. Chapter 5 will talk about a few .htaccess codes I like and I use which help increase my blog's security. Chapter 6 is all about security through obscurity. Security through obscurity is basically things you can do to your blog which aren't really security upgrades per se, but rather things you can do to your blog which simply make it harder to figure out how to hack into. So for example, let's say you own a house which looks and was constructed exactly like your neighbor's house. The front door was located in the front, and all the doors and locks were created exactly the same. If an intruder learned how to break into your neighbor's house through the front door, then it stands to reason they could break into your house through your front door. Simple, right? Now imagine if after the intruder broke into your neighbor's house, she decided to break into your house. She grabs all her tools to pop the lock to your front door and heads over. But there's a problem. She can't find your front door. Your door lock is the same, but guess what? You've moved where your door is located. She takes a look around, but can't find it. And since it's taking too long and too much work to figure out, she moves on to the next house. That's what security through obscurity is. Changing things in WordPress so it doesn't give an intruder any clues as to how to hack your blog. and might make them have to just think a little bit too long and they just want to move on. Chapter 7 is about stopping Google from being your enemy. You see, a hacker's best friend is Google. I'll show you in this chapter what you need to do to make sure they can't use Google's search against you. Chapter 8 is about encryption. I'll show you how you can encrypt your blog's sensitive areas with the same powerful encryption big websites like Amazon.com and PayPal use to encrypt their customers' credit card information. I mean, hey, they use it, right? So why can't we? In Chapter 9, I'm going to give you an action plan to follow just in case your blog does get hacked into. And I'm going to show you also a little known cleanup script which many times will remove the hacked code with just a few simple steps on your part. And in Chapter 10, I'll go over some other resources I suggest you check out. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video preview of my book, WordPress Defender. Don't forget, right there on the right is the ebook. If you click on that, you can go ahead and get it, and I will see you in there.